Pumpkin pie has been a staple of Thanksgiving, well, since the very first Thanksgiving. I don't care for pumpkin pie, but I do like pumpkin rolls. Let's get started. First, what you're going to need is two 15 by 10 cookie sheets. You're going to spray them down with a nice layer of Pam or some butter-flavored cooking spray that you have. Line both of them with a piece of parchment paper. Lay that down and then coat them liberally with another layer of Pam or another cooking spray. We're going to go ahead and start with our ingredients. We're going to add our flour. We need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to go ahead and sift that into the bowl. It's important to sift. It gives a lighter, fluffier cake. So I try to sift very well. It just makes your cake a little bit more light and fluffy. If you don't have anything to sift with, that's okay. Just add your flour in and beat very well. The more you beat and sift, the lighter and fluffier your cake will be. Next, let's go with the sugar. You add 2 cups of sugar. I do sift my sugar as well, just to get out any lumps that could be in the sugar itself. Then we're going to add the rest of your dry ingredients. You're going to need 1 teaspoon, a liberal teaspoon of baking soda, a liberal teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of allspice, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then you'll add your eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And add the whole can of pumpkin. Take a spatula to remove as much as you possibly can out of the can. Now, I always keep the spatula handy because you are going to want to stir the sides a couple of times. We're going to go ahead and add our paddle on. We're going to give this a mix until it's mixed around, and then we'll add our vanilla. Alright, we're going to go ahead and give the sides a little scrape. That way any remaining flour left on the sides can be mixed in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and add that 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla. Okay, there's another secret that nobody ever tells you about when you make jelly rolls or pumpkin rolls. And that's the better you sift and the longer you let it whip, the more air gets into the mixture and the fluffier your cake will be. Now I'm just going to make sure everything is off the paddle so I can go ahead and put these in my jelly roll pans. It's time to add the pumpkin roll mix to the pans. I usually use 1/2 cup. I try to take the mixture and spread it into the pans at the corners and the ends first. And whatever I do to the first pan, of course, I'm going to do to the second pan as well, just so that you get an even amount in both pans, or as even as you can get it. Once the mixture is in each pan, I use my spatula to spread it around a little bit. You want to get it into the corners and as even as possible. This doesn't have to be perfect. You're just looking to spread the mixture through the pan so that it bakes as even as it can. Once that's done, you want to tap your pan just a few times and place it in the oven. Okay, we are seaside at my beautiful oven here. You're going to want to put that in the oven on 375 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. What you want to do is check it after 10 minutes. You'll want to rotate the pan and then check it every 2 minutes or so. Since this is a very thin layer, it really does get done very quickly. It has been 10 minutes, so we're going to take a look, and it's not really springing. So we're going to put this back in after we give the pan a 180-degree turn. And we're going to go ahead and set that timer for about 2 minutes. We're back at the oven. I've taken it out. It's been about 4 more minutes. We're going to just check it. That's springing back very nicely. So you're going to want to let this cool for about 10 minutes. Wanted to give you a little bit closer view of the towel that I use and the light sprinkling of powdered sugar. You just want to make sure that your cake does not stick to the towel when you unroll it to be able to ice it. So you just want a nice thin layer of powdered sugar. Okay, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and get this cake onto the powdered sugar. And again, I fold in the sides. I fold in the ends. And then we're going to roll. And this goes in the refrigerator for an hour to an hour and a half. Now for the filling. You're going to need 2 blocks of cream cheese, 8 ounces apiece, 2 liberal cups of powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and 12 tablespoons of butter or margarine. I use margarine, but it's really your preference. It's time to mix our filling ingredients together. Let's start with the butter. You'll put 12 tablespoons into a mixer, give it a bit of a stir, ensuring that the butter is properly broken down. Then you're going to add 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. I always scrape it with a spatula to get all the cream cheese out. I love cream cheese. And as soon as you get all of that into the mixer, go ahead and blend that together. You'll want to blend these together really well before adding the powdered sugar. So I always take it out. I will scrape the sides of the bowl, ensuring that I'm getting all the butter and the cream cheese broken down so that you don't have large chunks of cream cheese or butter. You want them properly mixed together. I usually do 1 or 2 scrapings, like I said, ensuring that no big chunks are there. Then let's add our vanilla. You're going to want to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla to the mixture and give it a quick whip. Once they've been successfully blended together, it's time to add the powdered sugar. We're going to add 2 large cups of powdered sugar and start by stirring this very slowly. Otherwise, you're going to get a puff of powdered sugar in the face. Once you've blended it a little bit, it's time to turn the mixture off, scrape the paddle, as well as the side of the bowl to get all bits of powdered sugar folded into the mixture. Then go ahead and turn your blender back on and make sure this is blended well. Once it has a very smooth consistency, it's ready to spread right on your pumpkin rolls. Looks like we're ready. Okay, let's get started on icing our pumpkin rolls. I laid down 2 pieces of tin foil. I'm going to unroll the chilled pumpkin roll. I'm going to slowly roll it so that it comes off of the cloth. Lift it up carefully. Remove the cloth and lay out your pumpkin roll. We're going to take half of this filling and spread it all over our pumpkin roll. What you want to do is just take a thin layer of the cream cheese filling, apply it to the pumpkin roll. I'm going to give you a little bit closer view. You want to make sure to spread it as evenly as you can, but don't worry about it. This is not rocket science. You don't have to be precise. And stay away from the edges. Once you've got an even amount of filling on it, you'll roll the pumpkin roll back up. You can even use the aluminum foil to help with that. And on each end of the pumpkin roll, you want to take a small bit of filling just to fill in each end. It just makes it look better for serving. Once you've filled both ends of the pumpkin roll, roll it back up in the aluminum foil, and you can either refrigerate it before serving or freeze it. I like to put it in the freezer. It's much easier to slice. And there you have it, a completed pumpkin roll. Once a few slices have been out of it, you can see what it really looks like from the inside. And for the purposes of this video, I guess I'll go ahead and slice it and eat a couple of pieces, just so you can see what it looks like. Hey, you! That's right, you! Make sure you subscribe. Click the subscribe button. You know you want to. And when I get to 5,000 viewers, there will be a huge giveaway.